everybody. Thank you for tuning in to the Ash Said It Daily podcast. Yes, ashsaidit.com, ashsaidit.com, baby babies. And today we are going to review your favorite show, my favorite show. This is our guilty pleasure, How to Get Away with Murder. And as always, I've got my handy sidekick with me. Ro, what's going on?
Hey, Ash, not much. Just hanging.
Yeah. So I know we're a little bit late with our recap show because we've got so much stuff that was going on last week. I had to make a trip out to Montgomery, and I was out in the city, and it was a lot of things that were going on. So I apologize that we didn't get to that, but you guys certainly hit me up on the social media to remind me that I hadn't done the recap show. So that means that you guys are actually looking forward to it, and I appreciate and love and appreciate you guys for that. So, without further on ado, Ro, this episode was entitled It's About Frank. It's about Frank. So, where do we begin?
Well, Ash, we begin with Becky in the hospital finding out about Laurel's pregnancy. And she was telling Bonnie and Oliver about it. And that's basically how the beginning started. And it was just kind of like, oh boy, she's pregnant. What are we going to do, guys?
Now, in this particular episode, we delve a little bit. We saw a little bit more of Frank. And we kind of got a little bit more insight on his relationship with Bonnie. How did you feel about that coming to light during this episode? I wasn't terribly surprised because it's kind of always seemed like there was something always going on between them, but nobody really wanted to solidify that or really go into it. How did you feel about that?
Well, it was a little surprising, but I do agree. It was kind of like, well, there had to be something for him to have taken a life for her. He had some type of feelings for her. You know what I'm saying? And but at the same time, I was thinking, did she really feel for him? Because maybe she was playing him to get some answers. Why he would, kill for her? Like why he's been doing all this stuff? Like maybe Bonnie was just playing him. I don't know.
I
It
don't
felt like
know. I feel like maybe she actually did fall for him and she really did start to believe. I think at first she was very hesitant because she wanted to stay guarded, but she also wants to stay loyal to Annalise, which that seems to be like her drive with everything. She wants to stay loyal to Annalise, make sure Annalise is cool. It's almost like she kind of looks at Annalise as like a mother type figure and she's trying to protect her mom. And I think at first she was kind of like, I'm just going to shut Frank off. I'm just going to be done with it. I'm going to deal with him and figure out what he knows and whatever I can pull from him. But then, you saw that they got together. And I think that really made her switch. It made her flip the switch. And she actually started to believe that they were going to go away together and start this whole life. I think Frank was just doing that to get some, that night. That's pretty much what it sounded like to me. Because
whenever someone says like, "Oh, why can't we just live together, perfect harmony?" That never happens. Like it never happens. So I wasn't surprised to see him kind of like gone. The place is like clean of any remembrance of Frank. So
I was more surprised that she actually had developed those type of feelings for him because, Bonnie is one character that she never shows her poker face. You can never really tell what the hell's going on with Bonnie because she never really shows her poker face. So the fact that she actually believed that she was going to have this life with Frank, that was kind of crazy for me. But, she also was somewhat mourning her father's death, even though he was not a good person. But, and maybe that was a part of it. Maybe that's why she wanted to believe that she and Frank were going to move away and start this whole nother life and blah, blah, blah. But that was surprising to me because I didn't think that she she didn't really show emotion. She never really
Yeah,
shows
never.
emotion.
Yeah, I was surprised to see her crying when she saw Frank like not there. You know, it was like I didn't know she
Mm-hmm.
could cry. You know, I didn't know she could cry
Yeah, I mean, she
because
didn't.
in the beginning when she was doing the arrangements for her father's funeral, she was just kind of like, yeah, well, I don't need any flowers for him. You know, and the guy's like, well, I'll come back later. So yeah, we never would see Bonnie put down her guard. She's just that
Mm-mm.
type of character. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was very surprising to actually to see her kind of. Cause I mean, she didn't even break down when her father died, but like when Frank left us, I was like, that was the end of her world. I was like, okay, that's pretty interesting. So we still don't know who's dead. Um,
No,
we do not know who's dead. We know who's not dead, and that would be Michaela.
Oliver.
Well,
Oh,
well yeah,
yeah.
Michaela.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know if well, I always get them confused.
Oliver and Connor.
Yes, Connor is the fast one, right?
Yes, yes.
Oliver is like the nerd. Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, yeah. He's the tech guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's kind of forgettable. His character is kind of,
he,
you know,
he's he doesn't have much confidence. You know, he's just kind of like, well, I have this hot dude, but now I don't want him anymore, so I don't really matter anymore. So yeah, he is kind of forgettable. I know what you mean. So can we take our shift over to Wes? So that whole scene with Wes and Matt, Becky's dad, that was his girlfriend. That was pretty weird, huh?
yeah.
Like, I remember the dad was just all up in his Kool Aid, like, "Hey, what do your parents do?" And
Mm-mm.
"Hey, da, da, da." And he's like, no, and she's just like, "Oh well, oh no, he like talked about his parents because his mother passed away and he didn't get to know his dad, and he's just been lying to her like this whole relationship that they had, you know, and he basically gets Laurel and he's like, "You think I should break up with her?" I'm like, "Man, be a man. You want to break up with her? You go and break up with her. What you need to ask her for?"
You know
You
why
know?
he needs to ask her. Why
Nah,
are you
man.
trying to act?
I'm not going down that aisle, man.
Mm-mm.
They're
Doesn't
like
matter if you.
brother and sister.
That
That's
doesn't
it,
matter if
man.
you go down the street, go down the aisle. You know they trying to pair them together. You already know that's how it's gonna
Okay,
go.
okay. It's not happening in my mind. It's not happening in my mind. It's happening. It might happen on screen, but it's not for real. It's all I'm thinking in my imagination. Y'all's
Mm-mm.
imagination. But that's wrong. It's wrong, I tell you. It's wrong. That's all I gotta say. So I know your favorite part was probably your Mary J. Blige cameo.
That was cute. Mary J trying to, she trying to stack her checks. You know what I'm saying? Trying to stack them that bread because her soon to be ex husband is like trying to shake her down for some money. So
Okay.
she gotta keep on the up and up. Shout out to Mary J. Blige and Maxwell. They come into Phillips Arena November 25th. Y'all go check that show.
Oh man, Maxwell.
Hmm. It's the king and it's the king and queen tour show or whatever. I don't know what the hell the name of the show is. They ain't sent me my tickets yet, so we holding off on that. But no, but yeah, that was cute. Now what I will have to say is Paula J, she is not looking wonderful these days. Time has not been good to her. I was surprised to tell that I was her. First, I had an issue seeing it because physically she just doesn't look like the Paula J that I remember. And the only thing that made me recognize her was her voice. And for those of y'all that don't know who Paula J is, she played the mom off of The Proud Family. She played Ice Cube's ratchet girlfriend in Friday. And she's had a good amount of different roles throughout the years, supporting parts. But I was kind of surprised. That kind of shocked me to see her because I know that she was on that, was it Hollywood Divas or some show? Trying to get her name back out there because she claimed that she was blacklisted, which is unfortunate if it's true. But that was kind of difficult to watch. I was a little like,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it was kind of funny how they had like a kind of ladies talking about talking about Nate. You know, they got pretty thirsty. You know, I like going to the air.
Yeah. And it's crazy because I get, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, because, you've been in salons before, where ladies can get as chatty and as gossipy as men. So it didn't too much surprise me that they were talking like that. It was just kind of like, okay, enough of that. Let's move on, ladies.
Yeah, but the difference was I was but a young child, so I didn't quite understand what was going on.
Right.
It's true. It's true.
Right. Because you're just such a young buckro.
I am. And a young again.
I'm just messing with you. So, all right. So, yeah. So, let's jump into that whole, like I said, Wes, he's not going to be with that girl. That girl is about done. By the time that whole fire and everything happens, he probably already broke up with her.
Yeah, that chocolate rain is over, huh?
Chocolate rain. Yeah, chocolate rain is about over.
Mm-hmm.
Laurel is still annoying as heck. I really kind of wish that they would kill her off. I really would.
Nah, they can't kill the knocked up one. Not too deft, you know?
Yeah. Okay, what about the guy that's with Michaela now? What's his name again? I always forget his name.
Asher.
Yes, he's another one that I always forget about because he doesn't really add much to the show. He doesn't
Except he's like the quirky one, you know? He's like always quirky, and that's all I can really say about him.
Yeah, he is quirky.
And plus, he's the only one who doesn't know that they killed Sam.
But I heard them make a reference to it at the table. And he was
standing up though. He wasn't listening though.
No, he was sitting down at the table, and they were talking about how somebody was the only one who never murdered somebody or something. And I don't know. Maybe I forgot. Maybe I didn't see that episode, or maybe I forgot something. I don't know. But he said something. Somebody said something to the effect of, "Oh well, who at this table hasn't helped kill somebody or something like that." And
he did kill somebody. He ran over that lady. Remember? He backed up.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's what. Okay. Yeah, I totally forgot that. So yeah, there's blood on his hands. There's blood on his hands too. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So y'all could just cover that up like it never happened. What body? I don't know what y'all talking about.
What body? It wasn't nobody. They didn't find nothing.
Ain't nobody. Yeah, I'm talking about.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're totally right. Yeah, totally forgot about that one. Yeah.
Yeah, the biggest thing was the flashback. I guess you can say the Frank flashback when Sam came and visited him, and he was just like, "Hey Frank, you don't want any of your family visitors to show up." And Frank was like, I don't know, about a teenager, kind of adult at the time, and he's been in jail since he was like 13 years old, and Sam wanted Annalise to become like his attorney and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And what else was there? Oh, and she got to meet him up and stuff, and of course he was like wisecracking the whole time at her and everything. Yeah, how did you feel about the whole thing with their first meeting and stuff? Did you enjoy it?
I mean, she kind of was there just because of the husband. She wasn't necessarily like, "Oh, I'm gonna go and help somebody." She's like, "Look, I'm only coming to help you because my husband believes in you. That's really the only reason why I'm coming to come help you." And he wasn't very open to the help. Like you said, he was cutting up, he was cracking jokes, and she's like, "Look, I'm serious about my business, and what I do. And if you don't want to be free, then shoot, that's on you." So that was kind of weird.
Yeah, it sure was, and then Annalise went to like her first Alcoholics Anonymous meeting, and the president of her school was there, and of course, they had their little fight so much, and the quote I took from the president was that "Stop fighting, Annalise. It's not cute anymore." I was like, "Oh,
Mm-hmm.
stop!" it's the girl from it's our lady from Dexter, man. She's kind of coming back with that fighting spirit.
Mm-hmm.
I do like that she's not letting Annalise just walk all over her like she used to. You
Yeah.
know? Because before it was just kind of like, "Don't hurt me, Annalise." Now it's like, "Sit down, child. This is my school. I own you."
Well, I think that Annalise actually taking it serious as far as her going to the AA meetings and stuff really resounded, and I think that kind of broke her down for the lady, because now she was like, oh well, shoot, Annalise is screwed up too, so she is on my playing field. I think before she felt that maybe Annalise was kind of above her, not necessarily like on like a hierarchy sense of it, but kind of like, because Annalise does act like she is better than everyone else. Let's keep it real. She really does. And I think that because of that, people find her, kind of, um, they're put off by her. They're put off by her. Because even in the episode, remember when she went back towards the end to talk to the principal about, suing them and stuff, she said, look, Annalise, I know that you're having issues and stuff, and you can't deal with being an alcoholic alone. She's like, I try to do it, and, it's not a good place to be in. And what did Annalise do? Shoved her off. See, that's what Annalise does. I mean, this episode, she really got loose, bro. I was just like, this fool is really gone. She is really, really gone.
She really, really, really was. I mean, they got like a new instructor assigned to her clinic, and it's just so much that went down this episode. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And and there was a lot of Annalise reminiscing about Sam. She was thinking about her miscarriages.
Yeah, that was sad.
Like, oh gosh, it's too much to watch.
Yeah. Oh, and then I remember, before I forget, remember the killer posters that have been all across the campus?
Oh, go ahead and talk about that one.
Yeah, that was awesome. And it was crazy how it happened, because they weren't even really looking for anybody necessarily for that. And Michaela, she deboed that guy's laptop, that complete douche that nobody likes. He just wants to just make trouble for people. He's the one that's been creating those flyers and posting them all over the campus, all over everywhere, trying to scare people, trying to scare Annalise maybe. And I'm like, dude, that was like the dumbest thing that you could have done. Like, really? Seriously? Because she acted, and like I said, Annalise is one of those characters, bro, that she always surprises you, because you never, the minute that you think that you have her figured out, you don't. You don't. Because she's like, when they told her who it was and everything, and she's like, oh, well, don't worry about it. It's just a little, little college kid. He ain't nothing. He's harmless, whatever, whatever. They show the next scene. She's like busting through his door. Look, I know what you did, and da da da. And I was like, see, that's a boss chick move. I got respect for Viola Davis, because she do boss chicks. That's what you do. That's how you handle it. You make an example. You make them sorry. So I was really, I was tickled pink at that, because I just thought that was hysterical.
Yeah, like after that, whipped that guy back into shape, because he was like, okay, guys, I'll work with you guys, all right, and stuff. Here's the outline, and here you go.
Mm-hmm.
Like little puppy now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. They're like, what did she do to him? And Connor was like, yeah, who cares? We got stuff. Yeah, that was really, really good.
That was a boss chick move.
Yeah. Of course, she went back to the bottle, of course, which led to her drunk calling Nate.
Yes, I'm like, oh gosh, this poor man, and you can already tell, like, he still loves her. He's gonna go back to her, and you already know, without a doubt, that's gonna happen.
Wes checks on her, and a drunk Annalise reaches him at the door, and of course he's concerned about her, and he helps her out. She's throwing up on the bathroom and whatnot, and she starts crying, and she mentions, you hate me, you shot me, you wanted to kill me, you know what I'm saying? He's like, no, no, you protect me, Annalise, and oh gosh.
Well, I think that ultimately he kind of looks at her as a mother type figure because technically she's like the last person that he knows that actually knew his mother. And he knows that she's pulled a lot of strings. I mean, just to get him into that university, she did that, because she really was taking care of this fool since day one. So I really,
Sure.
she really was. She was always taking care of him. So I think that he feels a sense of loyalty, not necessarily obligation, but kind of a sense of loyalty to her because she's always looked out for him. And I think that, that's a sweet place for him to be in. And the fact that he actually uh, does those things, I think it was really sweet.
Yeah, it was really really sweet. Did we mention Nate listening to the voicemail?
No, you can go into that.
Oh, yeah, he listened to the voicemail as his side chick girl slash lawyer that hates Annalise was all like, "Oh, wait until the office hears about this," and then, well, about her and him. I mean, and then he's like, "No, I don't want you to tell anybody about us." And so, what does that tell about you? It means they really don't mean much to him. Number one, and number two, well, sounds like I don't know. I don't know. It just seems like like you're a rebound, basically, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think, I don't know, because they haven't really focused too much on that chick. So I don't
No, not.
necessarily think that she's like a vital player in the game. And I think it's just something extra to toss up in Annalise's face. That's what it seems like it's gonna be to me. It's just something else to toss up in her face. Like, hey, look what we did. Look what I did, Annalise. I don't think she's like in love with Nate or anything. I mean, she could be, but it's very doubtful. I don't
Yeah.
see that as being
Well,
something that's gonna happen.
as you say that, when she was crying and stuff at the toilet, she had a revelation that Nate was good to her, and she was like,
Mm-hmm.
maybe he was good to me, you know what I'm saying? And of course, uh, what's his name? Wes got her to bed, because she's like a drunk, she's knocked out. Um, yeah, she's got a real problem, man, real problem.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of crying this episode. Oh,
A lot of tears, child. A lot of tears.
uh, yeah, I just don't know. It's too much going on. Mm-hmm. So I think we got it mainly. We got it most of it.
Is that
I mean, of
everybody?
course,
Did we talk about everybody?
Oliver found out Connor's okay because he called him. Well, wait, actually, no, he didn't because he called Connor and he got the voicemail. I think he called it again, and Michaela answered the phone,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how that Michaela was still alive. So.
Right. So,
Uh-huh.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, and then Connor's a character that, we can do without if we have to. It's not vital that he's there. So,
It's not vital to lose him though. It's just like Walking Dead, They killed off one of the characters that was like, but then they turned around and killed a character that we all loved and everything. And we're all just like, oh my gosh, why? The tears, the tears. You know what I'm saying? You gotta shake it up. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I gotta
yeah.
quit saying that. But yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. Get those ratings out.
Yeah. I mean, I do suppose, you got to do what you got to do. I mean, but like you said, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it would be too easy, I feel, to kill off Frank. And it would be too predictable to kill off Frank. But
Mm-hmm.
Frank doesn't really serve a purpose anymore, honestly.
It's true.
Annalise doesn't really trust him anymore. Bonnie is pissed off with him. he doesn't really have much of
Yeah,
a future.
yeah, it could be one of those that's like, oh, Frank's still alive, but oh, Frank's actually dead. Oh, I thought he was alive, but no, he's really dead. Just to confuse us more, you know?
Yeah, they love to do that. They love to confuse us.
Mind games, I tell you. Mind games!
This is very true. This is very, very
Very
true.
much. I know.
Very, very true.
I know.
But yeah, and it's
Very
been,
much.
I think that it's been interesting to watch Frank's character change over the course of, this is season 3 now. And we can go back to where things started with Frank, and he, you never saw Frank without his 3-piece suit, his hair cut perfectly, his beard, shaved to perfection. He's the man. He's in and out. That man can wear a suit. He can wear a suit. He looks nice in a suit. To now, him shaving everything, his hair, his face. He's looking very rugged, very, very much
military.
Out of his element. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I just really, it's been interesting to watch his evolution, the evolution of Frank.
The Punisher, he's basically the Punisher. The Punisher is a Marvel character that basically punishes others that did him wrong. So, I feel like he is. He even looks like him, too. All he needs now is a black shirt with the skull on it and like a trench coat, a black trench coat, and there we go. Just saying.
I mean, he's definitely like I said, it's been interesting to see how they've kind of like changed him and like molded him into this being that we don't really even recognize. Because I mean, Frank, when it started, Frank was the man. He used to sit up there and kill off somebody, and like, look how he did Lila. He killed off Lila. And he was in all black then, but still, he was always the guy, the character to keep everything together. And now it kind of seems like Frank is falling apart. So I would wonder, what are your predictions now? Who do you think they killed off?
Well, I know that they don't kill off Wes, probably because everybody around him dies. It's not him. Of course, yeah, it's between, I guess, Connor and Asher. I don't know. I feel like it might be Asher. It's hard to say who's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think they're gonna kill Michaela because that makes no sense. Because she's still alive, right? We'll learn that already.
Right. She's already alive.
Yeah. I think Asher maybe.
And another thing about Michaela that I thought was awful strange, when she had stolen that guy's laptop and he was around looking for it or whatever, and she snapped off on him, and she got real, I was like, she got real ethnic in that moment. And then they were asking her about her family life, and she's like, she doesn't discuss that, she doesn't talk about it. I thought that was weird.
Yeah, that is very weird. Like, she's trying to be someone that she's not.
That, and then, like, I don't know if you saw when Oliver had called, what's his name, Cooper? Connor. I'm gonna get it right one of these days. I'm gonna get it right. When he called and got her, she was standing up talking. It was like a little old white lady was sitting down on the couch. Did you see that? And I'm like, okay, who the heck is that? Is that her mother? Maybe that's her adopted mother. I thought that was weird. I thought that was very strange. And she didn't really address it. She was just like, she's here with her family or something like to that effect that she said. And I was like, who's that little white lady sitting there next to her?
I don't know. Maybe she's got some arranged marriage or something coming up. Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe she's adopted. I mean, there's any number of things I suppose it could be, but I thought that was strange, and it furthermore, sends even more of a question mark. So I feel like we're gonna learn more about her background and where she comes from, because all we know is that she likes the rich guys. She wants to be taken care of. We got that. Got it good. So It's going to be quite interesting to see how things play out with her character.
Yeah, definitely.
And what do you think about Wes and the girlfriend? Was her name Maggie or Meggie or whatever?
Becky, I believe. I keep calling her Maggie.
No, isn't it I don't think it's Becky. I think it's
Becky or Maggie.
I think it's Maggie. No, I think it's Maggie. You're thinking about no, you thinking about Becky with the good hair.
That's not what I'm thinking of. I'm not thinking of that. Okay. You got me there, huh? You're happy with yourself, aren't you?
I am. I am. I'm smiling to myself. I totally am. But no, no, I think her name is Maggie or something. It's a weird name. It's either Maggie or Meggie.
I don't know why it sounds like either Becky or Maggie, but that's not a good thing. It sounds like either one of those names. But it doesn't matter. She's gonna be going soon. What do I think about her? I think she's very plain and boring. That's about her. I would totally forget that he had a girlfriend, but it's like she's kind of like clinging and like she's just now meeting his friends and stuff. It's like, how long you been dating? Oh, like 6 months? Really? Because, you're just now meeting his friends. Because you want them all to your dot self, whatever your name is. But, yeah, she just seems very blah. You know what I'm saying? Like pre-med or whatever she is.
I thought that they made a lovely couple, but I also see I also agree with you. She is boring. And ultimately I knew that it was not gonna last. So yeah, so I totally get the fact what you're saying. Yeah, she is kind of boring, but yeah, so I definitely saw that. But I don't know, because everybody on that show, I always question, because somebody always has like a secret or something. So I'm like, maybe I'm like sort of like sitting up waiting for her to like have some secret to come out or something. I don't know, but
yeah,
she was weird.
He has a bad train record with women. Like, look at that, Rebecca. Like,
yeah, yeah, Rebecca was cray.
Yeah, he has no luck. He should become like a monk or something.
I don't know. He got to figure something out.
But everywhere he goes, people die. He's like the Grim Reaper.
That's not good.
Well, it's true though.
That is no bueno. That is no bueno. So I think we covered all our bases this week, girl. I believe we covered all our bases. So, what are your predictions for this week?
My predictions is we're gonna get like something more Halloween-like, because it's like Halloween's coming up. So maybe someone's going to die. Like somebody in the present time is gonna die, instead of like, oh, let's see what happened in the past. This person died. Let's figure out what happened to them. Oh, but I think maybe you'll get like a Halloween episode, maybe. And I think he's gonna break up with her then and be like, I don't want to be with you. You're too boring. Why don't you get some spice in your life? And that's all I think is gonna happen. And Asher is gonna probably grow a pair. He's gonna be like, Michaela, you don't want to be seen with me, so I'm gonna go and get me another black girl.
Racist much? That sounds racist in a mug.
Come on, it's Asher. You know he's gonna sound like that. You know he's only gonna do that. Shonda, is it Shonda or Chandra? Chandra rhymes. She's gonna be like, she's gonna totally do that. They're gonna be like, oh, it's fine because she's black, but it's still the same thing. Those are my predictions.
Those are your predictions. Oh, how much fun we will have. But on that note, I just want to thank everyone for tuning in to the Ash Said It Daily podcast. You guys can keep up to date with me on ashsaidit.com. That is ashsaidit.com for all your up-to-date information on events happening in and around the metro Atlanta area. Yes, because we do postings on a little bit of everything. If you hit me up, info@ashsaidit.com. I may actually feature your event. So be sure to hit your girl up, let me know, or send me a media invite. If you want me to talk and write about your event, send me a media invite, info@ashsaidit.com. I'm going to go ahead and sign out. Ro, do you have any last minute words for our audience?
I do not. But have a good night, morning, afternoon, everybody. Woo!
Appreciate you guys. You can follow me now across social media at One Love Ash, the number one Love Ash. And remember, no matter what anyone says, anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do, turn and look them in the face and say, don't believe me, just watch. Watch what I do. Watch me make it happen. Watch me make history. Point blank, period, stick a fork in it. All right? All those hating people that said, oh no, not going to happen, impossible, not going to be the right. Keep them far away from your dreams. All right? Because those people are dream killers. They will steal your joy and they don't want to see you live your dream. Why? Because, oh my goodness, it means that they could have possibly pushed forward and be living their dream if they weren't lazy, if someone else didn't talk them out of their dream. So keep pushing forward no matter what. Let those people hate. Let them stay on their job and hate. Think of that hate as motivation to fuel your dream and what you got to do. Never let someone talk you out of what you want in this life. And that's all I got to say for that. I'll holler at y'all later. Deuces. Yeah.